And a very good morning from Marseille, looking up at the grand staircase. I think the staircase looks older than it actually is, as it wasn't completed until December 1925. The station itself dates from 1848 and sits on the site of the former St. Charles Cemetery. And this eastern side is still where passengers are dropped off, even though the porte cochere now appears defunct. Right, let's go inside and have a look at what the station has to offer. And we immediately step into the original station concourse. With the coming of TGV in 2001, the station was extensively redeveloped. There's now additional platforms, an integrated bus and coach station, and also many retail outlets. In the new hall there is a place to get bus tickets, and generally it's a really nice, light and airy space. Walking back towards the old station, I do like the way that the architects blended the new into the old. As you'd expect during an industrial dispute, the SNCF office has a very long queue of people needing to change tickets. So, I'm going to have an odd day today. I'm going to try to be getting up to visit my daughter in the French Alps in Val d'Isère, and it's going to take a few hops. Trains are a little bit disturbed due to various French industrial action, so the first thing to do is get this TGV, and it will take me up as far as Lyon, Part-Dieu, and then well, hopefully there'll be another TER meeting me for Chambéry. So it's very much more, not so much a train video today as a travel log. So anyway, it's a beautiful morning in Marseille. It's really warm, although it's 19 minutes past 7, and I'm going to end up probably up to my knees in snow. So yeah, it's going to be a tale of two types of weather. So I suppose it's time to just say, well, come along with me and see where we end up. Very much a case of seeing how this one goes. Our TGV for the first leg will be Unit 284, which was built by Alstom and commenced service in 2006. And just one of these 8-coach TGVs will accommodate 545 passengers. For this short run to Lyon, we will just be calling in at Avignon and Valence. And the first leg of our journey will be roughly 278 kilometres or 173 miles and is scheduled to take 1 hour 45 minutes.
Barista, mécanicien, nous souhaitons la bienvenue et vos téléphones portables ou autres appareils seront bien sûr.
And we fly through Aix-en-Provence without stopping. These seats really are comfortable, and I'm not on the train very long, so I shall probably just stay here. If you want a closer look at one of these TGVs, then have a look at my video from Paris to Marseille. And we're into Avignon on time, and just like last time I came through the day before, I can't really see the station. And the Rhône looks really beautiful in this morning, almost sunshine. And out on the fields there's some irrigation pivots. The first time I saw these in operation was when I went to New Zealand. And we get a flying junction here with the Marseille to Lyon Classic line. When I came down from Paris the day before, I was on the west side of the train, but coming back on the east, I think there's slightly better views. But mostly TGV is just like driving on a motorway. In the end it isn't quite so scenic, but boy do you get there quicker. Right, as my neighbour got off at Valence, let's have a look at his seat. Well, as you can see, there's a handy footrest. There's also a very accessible central console with power supply. And a large and very sturdy tray table. And the seats, well, they're just like armchairs. They are so comfortable. And the moquette, on the previous video I referred to it as pinstripe, and of course this is horizontal, so I'd say it's more a Breton stripe. And the armrests are particularly good. Look, there's lots of room for 2 sets of elbows there, and the electric recline is built in. But the upholstery maybe is slightly showing its age now. And here we join the Grenoble to Lyon Classic line, where we'll leave the TGV and turn westwards for Lyon. And we pass the long-dead Heria station. And we're still making pretty good progress, as the line along here has a 160 km/h speed limit. And of course I'll be retracing my steps back along here if I can make a connection to Chambéry. And then we swing over and then rejoin the old Lyon to Marseille main line for our final approach to the station. And once again, SNCF has made a high-speed journey feel more like a quick commute. And here we are at Lyon Part-Dieu on time. If my next train for Chambéry is running, and everything indicates that it is, then I have a comfortable 30 minutes here. Time to have a look at the station. As I understand it, the Part-Dieu area was conceived as a shiny new living, shopping and business district in the late 1970s. And so Part-Dieu is quite a new station, only having opened in 1983. However, it has been extensively refurbished from 2018 onwards. So the question is, will it turn out to be a glorious time capsule of that late 20th century bravado? We'll see. But my hopes aren't high though, because my daughter did describe it to me in terms that would remove my monetization if I were to repeat what she said here. Honestly, this is really claustrophobic. I need to get outside. Oh good, I can see a chink of light ahead. You know what, I've never been more happy to go and stand outside in the rain. Although I do kind of like the 70s, 80s style front door. Or is it a back door? Well, that was the first leg completed, and I've now got 20 minutes to wait for my train to Chambéry. And it looks like it's running, so that's a good start. It seems to be on the boards, although we haven't got a platform yet. Nice exchange here. There's just come outside the station, and there's lots of trams to jump onto, including one for the airport. So that's quite handy if you ever need that. Right, I'm going back inside the station, out of the rain, I think. Right, my train leaves from platform G, so I think we've got to go up this rather grim ramp. Now, wonderful late 20th century tiling. Reminds me of all the public toilet style tiling there used to be at Birmingham New Street. Phew, we've got outside again. So, the station seems to have a fake platform in between each of the tracks. Do let me know if you know why. Well, here's my train. It's coming, I think, from the depot, and it's going to go off to Chambéry, so let's hop on board and have a look. These French regional workhorses vary in configuration depending upon the line. This one comes with sofas. There's also a nice big area for bikes and a handy map. Right, let's have a look upstairs. 2+2 as you'd expect, with some facing and a lot of airline seats. The airline seating looks okay for what is a regional train, but I really would not fancy that face-to-face legroom. Right, let's continue our wander. Well, here's what appears to be a very small first-class compartment. I think what you get is a little bit more legroom and a red rather than blue moquette. Although I've got a first class Interrail ticket though, I'm going to be happily sat in second class up here with a better view. Right, quick seat tour. In the airline seating I get my own mini bin. Legroom is fine for a regional train, especially with the indentation at the back of the seat, although I appear to be missing my magazine rack. But the pull-down tray tables, although they're quite plasticky, are fairly large, and the gentleman who sits in front of me spent the whole time working on his computer with no problems whatsoever. So let's have a look at the second leg of our journey. We'll set out eastwards on the line to Grenoble, and then at Saint-André-le-Gaz we will turn off onto the single-track line through to Chambéry. The distance for this leg will be approximately 87 kilometres or 54 miles, and the journey is scheduled to take us 1 hour and 29 minutes.
À destination de Chambéry, Challes-les-Eaux. Il desservira.
We leave Lyon and retrace our steps back towards the junction with LGV Med, but not before we get a good look at the large SNCF Technicentre at Lyon. Is that an old Talgo set? Let me know in the comments if you know why it's here. There's an awful lot of regional trains parked up today. I suppose it could be due to the strike action. Oh, another little ghost station. Luckily I have no neighbours to bang knees with on this bay of 4, and I've just discovered there is a power outlet behind the seat on the wall, and a window blind. I've just noticed that the next station indicator flashes when you get close to the station. That's handy. Bourgogne-Jalloux is the hometown of celebrated chef Guy Savoy. Very apt, as I'm off to stay with 2 chefs today. As the train is so quiet, I can easily move from side to side chasing the best views. There's an awful lot of work going on at La Tour du Pin. Nice to see they're making the station step-free. The line speed drops here from 140 to 120 kilometres per hour. On this occasion it looks like our Regio is no match for White Van Man. And here's the Frecciarossa coming in from Milan. That one is definitely on my list of trips I want to do. Sitting by the lake watching trains on a sunny day would be rather lovely. Not so much today, mind you. Saint-André-le-Gaz marks where we turn off onto the single-track line to Chambéry. And line speed drops to just 90 kilometres per hour for this section. Les Arbres literally means wood or trees, so it's very apt to see this on the route. Just north of the village of Prezin we have to wait in a passing loop for an oncoming train. Ah, the joys of single line working. And it's a duplex and a single decker. SNCF chasing the Frecciarossa from Milan. And we're off again after a 6-minute wait. Pont-de-Beauvoisin is a beautiful little town, named after the bridge in the centre of town which crosses the river Guiers. The Guiers is a major tributary of the Rhône. Here we quit following the course of the Guiers and turn sharply northeast towards Lake Aiguebelette. Lake Aiguebelette is one of the largest natural lakes in France, and it is celebrated for its blue-green colour. Well, there's no chance of seeing that today. And with a final look at the lake, we cut through the mountain in the Erpine Tunnel, which is roughly 3.1 kilometres or 1.9 miles long. And now we're out and running down the valley of the Yare. Sawmills are definitely a thing round here. Mind you, this weather is not letting up, is it? And our line loops around the city, so we approach the station from the north. Some of the passengers cross the platform to an onward service, but it isn't going my way. I've actually got a while to wait, as we have decided that my daughter will drive over and pick me up from here. It proved a very good idea, as the following day we found out that the rail replacement bus I could have got was oversubscribed, and some people had not made it to Bourg-Saint-Maurice. There's been a station here since 1856, but this concourse is a whole lot newer than that. Up here, the new main station building is really cool, and there's 2 levels of waiting area, including it has a very small library of travel and yeah, some nice cool seating and kids play area. This really is a delightful space, and it must surely be the only station that has a climbing wall over the booking office. If we drop down a level, we get to the kids' play area, and also Les Eaux, the waters, seem to be getting in. Well, it's time to go down to the cafe and get a coffee before my lift arrives. Incidentally, the coffee was very good and very reasonably priced. The exterior of the station matches its modernist interior and also has bus stops right outside. So yeah, we're just waiting for Mickey's Volvo, and then you and I can ride our way up to Val d'Isère, and hopefully we'll see a little bit of snow on the way. Taxi for Willis?
Yes, here we go.
Oh, merci. For this final leg, we'll be avoiding the toll on the autoroute until we can join the main road at Pont de Gilly, and then, running alongside the railway line for the whole way, we'll run through to Moutier and on to Bourg-Saint-Maurice. And then beyond Bourg-Saint-Maurice, we complete the journey climbing up to Val d'Isère. It's a distance of approximately 139 kilometres or 86 miles, and without any stops it would take us around 2 hours and 20 minutes. One last look at the station and we're on our way. Right, so we got out of Chambéry and enjoyed the station. Hope you did too. And my taxi's arrived. So when I got in, Mickey did say to me, did you want to go back the quick way or the interesting way? And the interesting way cost us only 15 minutes more.
Yes, and we don't have to pay the toll. Yeah.
Is that a south-facing side? Feels like it might be. Hard to tell where the sun is today.
Have you seen this?
And you weren't wrong about snow, were you? Because I've seen my first snow and it's way up there. It really is high. It really doesn't come very far down that pretty big mountain. And everything we can see in front of the car is dark, no snow. I'm going to learn how to snowboard.
You're going to learn how to snowboard.
Will I be any good?
I mean, I don't remember you being very good at surfing, so I'm going to hazard a guess of no, but it's the taking part that counts.
I think the art of parenting is being supportive. Do you not think that the art of childing should be similar?
I think the art of childing is to keep you in check.
Oh, okay. At Pontarlier we can join the fast road and unleash the Volvo. Just to our right there you can see the catenary of the railway line. Lovely station. We cross and recross the railway a number of times on this journey. At Borg we can see the lovely terminus station. I so wish that the trains had been running. And now it's the final climb up to Val d'Isère.
For the winter. A bit picky for an Englishman.
And soon we're treated to a little bit of snow by the road.
Oh, it's winter.
It's a fairly steep climb and we have to snake up the pass. The road itself is a major piece of civil engineering with lots of tunnels and avalanche shelters.
This lake here used to be a village and they had to move the village brick by brick, and you can still see when the lake gets really low, you can see the bridges and the roads. Here we go, Val d'Isère, baby.
As Mickey had to make a couple of calls, we sat and watched the funicular for a while.
Yeah.
As we enter town, we'll soon see why it pays for chefs to make donuts for digger drivers. So that's a day's worth of snow. This could take a while. And that is how you clear snow off the drive. If you're still watching, then well done for sticking right to the end, and I hope you've enjoyed this slightly unusual Johnny Hoover Travels video. Do let me know what you think in the comments. But in the meantime, from Val d'Isère in the French Alps, I bid you goodbye and thanks very much for watching.